Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 2. We're live from the streets of Monte Carlo. And of course, it's midnight, as is our little COS twist. Sat alongside me is Joel.
Good evening.
Good evening. And we're hoping we don't get a repeat of last night.
Yeah. Torrential carnage is all I'm going to say for last night.
Absolute monsoon-like conditions last night. It was not fun for anybody. Apart from Robert, it seemed.
Yeah,
the guy walked away with it. A minute and 5, wasn't it?
Won by nearly a lap. Yeah.
So we're hoping for a much shorter race tonight, and more importantly, much drier. Bit of housekeeping then tonight. We have a missing McLaren and a Williams. Those guys could not get a replacement in, but they are authorised absences. We're missing Thomas in the Alpha Tauri at the moment. He is not an authorised absence, so he has until the end of this qualifying session to appear, or a penalty will be coming his way. And the other one is Milan, who is actually banned for this week after the incident with Tom Robbo at Turn 2 in Hungary last week. Standings then. You may be wondering who that strange Ferrari is, number 4 on your screen at the moment. That is Snipes. He's just on a different account tonight. We've got Rosa substituting in for Ticci in the Alfa Romeo. And I think that is... No, Jay Prentice in for the Wizard. F1...
Kitter is going to be jumping in the McLaren.
Is he?
Alongside Jack, if I'm not wrong.
Fingers crossed, if we can get him in, that would be excellent.
I think he's joined the lobby, but he doesn't seems to have picked a car.
So Arbar then, Canadian in the Renault, is the first man who's going to be setting a lap at the moment. Had to negotiate a Red Bull in the tunnel. Comes through the final sector then now. Through the swimming pool to Raskas and Anthony Noakes to finish the lap. Now, benchmark time for the evening is a 1 minute 9.9. That will be easily bettered, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. I think we'd be questioning if that wasn't bettered by the end of the qualifying session, and it's instantly bettered by the 10th.
And then by
9/10.
Yeah. Good luck from Ricky, 109.1.
Yeah, that's a very solid banker.
Yeah. In the house. Ricky back on form after an iffy round last time, I think it's fair to say. So then, let's see who is coming around to finish a lap. Oh, and we've got a spinner. And that's the other Haas of Emir down at Portier. He's just managed to get himself going, sticking left to allow his teammate through.
Yeah, I saw it. It's almost like he clipped the inside wall, which is a bit of a...
Yeah, I think he did. And then doing the right thing there, getting out of the way of the racing point of Lewis to allow him to set a time. Tom Robbo's gone on pole, first man into the 8s for the evening.
Yeah, first man into the 8s all week.
Cost last night.
Pretty decent time.
Certainly is. And let's ride on board with Emir then. First full qualifying session in COS. First race he's been able to attend with a lap of the Monte Carlo Grand Prix circuit. Saint-Devote was turn 1. We've left that behind, going up the hill through Beau Rivage into Massenet. Now Casino Square and down the hill. Avoid that tree route on the left hand side so it doesn't destabilise the car. Into Mirabeau and now down towards the hairpin. Currently called the Grand Hotel hairpin, has been known as the Laws hairpin, and probably a lot of other names in the past. Now through Portier, takes a wide entry this time to avoid that wall. Through the tunnel then. Normally in the daylight you've got bright sunshine to leave that tunnel to, but not tonight, not in cars. Through the Nouvelle Chicane then. One of the few overtaking opportunities on this track. To back, blind, flat out left-hander. Through the swimming pool. And now Rascast. So named because of the restaurant on the inside of the corner. Clip of the wall from Emir there. Anthony Noakes, the final corner. The DRS opens and he powers for the line to set a time of 109.944. Puts in P6 at the moment.
Yeah, certainly room for improvement in that lap. I think he ran out of the RS in the final sector. So
yeah, little clip of the wall as well. And yeah, little clip of the wall, so could do better. So when we do the laps of the track, normally we have, obviously when me and Matt used to alternate, we'd swap between us, but because Joel doesn't want to do them because he's scared of you all watching.
Yeah, that's exactly what the case is.
Yeah, so we actually get a track map up so we don't make too many mistakes, but I've just found one searching for Monaco that's got it's almost like a parody version, which I think is very funny. Well, not very funny, but it is quite funny. So I'm going to jump on board with Timmy as he's coming towards the end of the lap now to start a flyer on the medium tyre, interestingly enough. Okay, so we've crossed the start-finish line now, head towards turn 1, across Saint-Devote normally, and this one, it's shave the barrier on the exit, which he doesn't do. Full throttle up the hill. Left-hander, avoid the drain cover, Rubens. Into Casino Square, that name hasn't changed. Fast plunge downhill, avoid the tree route. Now we're into the, I'm quoting again, the very slow fiddly bit.
Technical terminology.
Bit of a lock up there from Timmy through Portier. Oh, he's gone! Back end stepped out. He's reading this track map. He says fast into the tunnel. He was trying too hard.
Yeah, too fast.
Then into best chance to overtake. He has to come across. He doesn't have any downforce there at all. To back hasn't had its name changed because of this this map, but then we've got a quick swerve left and right which we won't be able to see with Timmy. He's now waiting for half the field to pass before he can go. So through to back then. Very unstable rear end it seems on that Ferrari. I'm not sure if those medium tyres were up to temperature or not.
Yeah, might just be a medium problem in general with a lack of grip, harder compounds.
Yeah, so Raskas is slow turn right with full lock. Don't hit the wall, Michael. And then as you come through Anthony Noakes, it's check your mirrors. Nice change of pace, I feel, with an alternative track map.
Yeah, something to brighten up what is usually
quite a
long race.
Dull race, yeah. That's why we do it at night. Makes things a bit more interesting. That's another dimension with the tyres as well. Normally soft tyres at Monaco would start to overheat after about 6 or 7 laps of hard racing, whereas at night they don't, so it's all about how fast you can go.
And how many wings you cannot break.
That's the one. Okay, Rosa then goes P5 with his first lap with a 109.6. Returning to Tier 2 after going away to serve with the military. He's back in this season as a Tier 3 reserve driver. But as me and Joel are here, and if we're honest, neither of us want to do it.
Yeah, certainly after
last night.
The pain that was last night.
I was almost violently ill after last night's debacle. And your race was even worse than mine, Joel, last night.
Yeah, the good old 5-stop trusty strategy.
Classic. So we said to...
But Tom Robber has just gone pole by
with
a second, over a second.
He has, yeah, with an 8 flat. Margin. That is huge. An 8 flat is absolutely enormous, and I'm trying to think of a driver in this field who could possibly beat that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only one capable of it is probably Snipes, but with
Snipes
it maybe being
maybe.
not such a controller-friendly track, he may struggle to beat that.
Maybe.
Beat that time.
We've got... is that coming out? Is it Timmy? Yeah, so we've got Yorno coming out of the pits. He's a man who might be able to do it. We'll check back on him shortly, because one of the other men I think that might is Matrix, and he's on a lap at the moment, although he's invalidated and he's down on his time, so maybe not, at least not this time round, for the Renault man.
Yeah, he has more than enough time to do another lap then, so I'm sure he'll be going again.
ERS is fully charged, so let's see. No, he's coming back into the pits. So who else could potentially get that time? Jonathan Cox, I know, can be very quick in qualifying, but he's been away for a while. We've seen Jamie pull off some storming laps in the past. Ricky might. He's just going through the tunnel now on his out lap, so we'll have to wait and see. Where's Snipes on track at the moment? Final corner then, let's go with him. Down towards Sadivot. And we can check his times as we go. Through Casino Square down towards the first split then. 3/10 up at the moment then for Snipes. Currently 2/10 down on what Tom Robbo was able to do though. Middle sector time we're looking for is a 32.6. So the time you guys are looking for at the top right hand corner is -1. He needs to cut a whole second out of his middle sector to get himself back on track with Tom Robbo. To be fair, if there's anyone capable of it. Half a second up, that's over the lap though, so he's now 7/10 down on Tom Robbo, looking for a 108.7 at the moment, depending on what he can do in the final sector.
Yeah, went deep into Raskas, so that's not going to help.
And goes for a 108.8, lost time, as he said, at Raskas. Set green sectors all the way there, but was not capable of pulling out a lap that could challenge our current pole sitter with what... I mean, that could be pole tomorrow night, depending on how things go.
Yeah, easily. I mean, I know we've got some incredibly fast guys in the EU1, but even I'm confused as to where he's pulled that one from. That's just unreal.
I mean, the sector times are frightening in some cases. I mean, his middle sector, a 32.6 in the middle sector is monstrous. I mean, the closest one to him is Snipes, and that's a 32.9, almost a 33 flat. He's about half a second, give or take, quicker than anybody else through there.
Yeah, I don't know what assist he uses, if he uses any, but yeah, even without help.
That's it's still impressive, isn't it? Both Hasses have improved, by the way.
Yeah, must have fixed up some of those mistakes to put himself into P3 with a
he's pulled the lap out. Rosa's going out on a set of scrubs, I think. Not sure how that will go for him, but we'll see. If I'm honest, I think he's going to come back in and go into the pits.
Yeah, now, the minimum fuel you can get going out for a lap is 4.1 around here. And you obviously don't need that much fuel to do a lap, so from my extensive research and practice that I did for the EU3 race, probably beneficial to do 2 out laps to burn off all that fuel. So
can be, yeah. It is a balancing act, of course. You don't want to put too much wear on those tyres. I personally go for the run the out lap in max strategy.
Yeah, I think even still, you probably still have about 2.5 laps of fuel, which is far from ideal.
So, on board with Matt then, who is second to last on those who have managed to get a time on the board with a 10.1. I'm not being funny, Matt. I beat that last night. So, crack on, kid.
Yeah, I think...
I'm expecting at least a second off that time from Matt, if I'm being brutally honest. I mean, he said he's not happy and hasn't been all week. We've got a Red Bull spinning as it came out of the pits. That'll be Yorno then. He's the only one in the session tonight.
Yeah, he's struggling to turn the car around, unsurprisingly, and he's got... That's unfortunate. I can't lie.
That is. That's
very unfortunate.
That's nothing he can do about that. Matt, meanwhile, 2/10 up on his time at the moment. A little clip of the wall coming into Portier, but he should be okay with that. It'll just help to straighten the car. Through the tunnel then, down to the chicane. Flicks his way in and out, and now down towards to back. One of his favourite corners, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's pretty clean. It's a little bit squirrely.
A little bit timid, wasn't it, through that final coming out of into the swimming pool. But, see how we go. Cross the line then. Cuts half a second off. 109.5, puts himself into P8.
Yeah, not bad at all. I think if he's not particularly confident in his ability around this track...
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, Joel. I've just looked at the timing screen. Snipes has set a new purple sector 1, and that's not just for him, that's for the whole session. This is a run for pole. Tom Robbo has invalidated at turn 1 on his lap, so he will not improve. Snipes 3/10 up at the moment then. Middle sector again, 2/10 down on Tom Robbo. He needs an absolutely monstrous final sector to get back in this. Can he do it? Not quite. Not quite. Yeah, just shy of 2/10 off.
He clipped the wall twice in quick succession, which probably gave him a little bit of damage, which is obviously not useful around this track. And
Tom Robbo then can breathe a sigh of relief. His main rival cannot beat his time. Emma has been pushed down to 6th then by Matrix and Jamie. Jamie just coming back into the pits as he finishes his run. Emma is on a lap though through the tunnel at the moment. Oh no, he's finished. He's finished. Emir's not going again. Jonathan Cox pulls out a lap for P7 at the death then. Let's see, is that everybody? Emir's still out on track. We've got a Ferrari going quickly, but they've both finished, so it won't be. And Ricky has finished, so yeah, Emir's the last. We have it then. Tom Robbo takes his maiden pole position, I believe, at Monaco with a 1:08.0.
Yeah, that's just incredible. I think he'll be astounded. I know he's fast, but that's very fast.
Yeah, that is another level of fast. Snipes, as we will be calling him, in second place with a 1:08.2. Not far away, but in the context of Monaco, 2/10 is very, very small. Actually, no, it's not, is it? It's massive. So I'm going the wrong way. It's massive. Ricky in third place, good qualifying for him. Jamie P4's pulled out a monster lap. Matrix in P5. Normally, you would say he's in the prime position. Monaco, we'll have to wait and see. Emir P6 will be happy, I think, on his COS debut, but a second off pole position is never where anybody really wants to be. So if you took the top two out, you'd be really close.
Yeah, I don't think you can beat yourself up about being a second off that time, because that would just be unfair on yourself.
So Jonathan Cox P7 with essentially a one-shot qualifying, so I'm sure he'll be thrilled, especially with it being his first race of the season. Rosa in P8. Matt gets himself into P9 with Lewis in 10th, and Wisey Boy taking up what seems to be becoming his customary position in P11.
Yeah, nice place to start. We'll probably start on those mediums and get a nice overcut, but we'll have to wait and see.
You certainly will. Looks like we've got a dry race, at least at the start, which is
I
a
think
benefit
someone
for
in the
us.
chat said it's going to be dry all the way, so
That's good for us, Joel.
it is indeed. Although that would be entertaining, it would certainly be a long one. Got some predictions in the chat. Hilly thinks it's going to be Snipes, Ricky and then Kitten after a late safety car. Hilly clearly doesn't trust in Tom Roberts' abilities.
And I think he has. I think he has a lot of faith in Kitten's bush light fuddled mind at the moment. Far be it from me to put the dampener on Kitten's chances, but I imagine he's already a case into his bush lights. And I don't think he'll be at his best, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think Galadriel has even more faith in Kitten. He believes he's going to round out the podium all by himself, which will certainly be interesting.
Okay then. So, let's have a look for tyre data, shall we? Okay, so everyone in the top 10, of course, has to start on the tyres they're qualified on, so softs from P1 to P10. Outside of there, though, they have free choice. So we've got Wisey Boy and Arbar, P11, P12, they're on the medium tyre. Timmy in P13 has gone for the hard tyre. Very interesting. Stumpy, P14, mediums. Joe Prentice, P15, soft. Personally think that could be a mistake given where he is, but we'll wait and see. If he can force some moves somehow, then it might work in his favour. Kitten in P16 has the medium tyres, and Yorno after that very confusing qualifying penalty has gone for the hards.
I think he may have got 2 blocking penalties, so it added up to 10 positions if I am getting correct information from the Twitch chat, but yeah, certainly a odd penalty, undeserved one.
Certainly undeserved, yeah. Tyre temperatures vital around here. It's a short lap, a short formation lap to try and put heat into them. It's of an advantage to the soft runners if they get it done with quickly. It's Tom Robbo coming through the final corner. We've got a big gap there to I think, is that Stumpy? But he's managed to close the gap now.
Closed it up, I think maybe he's got a little bit squirrely on the exit of the corner or something like that.
Might have just been giving himself some space to put some load into those mediums. We'll see how his start goes to see if it was a benefit. So let's get ready to go racing then in Monaco. 5 lights are red. We'll wait for the revs to build. We know the drill by now, everyone. Here we go. Lights out and away we go in the streets of Monte Carlo. Great start from Tom Robbo and from Snipes, but Ricky challenging down the inside of turn 1. Meanwhile, further back, we've got a bad start for Matt, down 2 places. Same for Stumpy. Matt down 3 now, getting mugged through turn 1. 2 places up for Lewis. Seems to be the best. No, Yorno up 3 places on the hard side of P14. We're through cleanly down towards Mirabeau for the leaders. Jay Prentice collision with Timmy and gained a place. Yeah, we've got a concertina at the back there with Arbar and a couple of the other guys as we head into the hairpin. Yeah, full course safety car for Debris, I would imagine. Let's have a look then.
Front wings absolutely everywhere. Jonathan Cox, Rosa, Arbar, Matty, Timmy on both sides, and Kitten in the McLaren. all with wind damage, so some clean-up job, that's for sure.
Certainly. So let's have a look then. Big winners from that opening foray then are Yorno +3, Jay Prentice, Wisey Boy and Lewis up 2, and Snipes is in. Snipes is in for the hard tyre. This will put him, if not at the back, very close. It'll put him at the back of the pack of guys who haven't needed to stop.
Yeah, I don't know about that. If I'm being honest, I think track position's vital around here, and you would guess he's probably going to get held up.
Although
Tom Robbo and his other competitors push on, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, the other thing you would say though about that, looking at the guys behind, so Timmy's gone on to the medium tyre, of course, having started on the hards. Everybody else, I believe, has gone for the hard tyre. So what I would say, Snipes now doesn't have to worry about all those guys behind him getting in the way when he does eventually come in. Of course, they'll be going longer, but the onus will be on Tom Robbo now to try and pull out a gap to stop and be ahead of all of these guys on the harder compounds of tyre.
Yeah, certainly. We'll need to hope that the likes of Stumpy and Yorno make it difficult for Snipes to really push on.
And we can but hope that we get a very interesting strategy battle on by the safety car. Will we see anybody else box? I have a feeling we might see Timmy cycle back to the hard tyre. I don't know about distances, you see, so I don't know if... Will the hards do the whole race, Joe?
I believe they would, yeah. The mediums certainly won't, but I believe the hards can do the full race.
So we'll see if Timmy comes back in to cycle. He doesn't, he's going to carry on.
May need a safety car to just sort of give the tyres a little bit of a break, a bit of a rest, but other than that I think we should be fine.
Okay. So, still on board with Snipes then. Let's head back up to the front of the pack. Tom Robbo then leading the field behind that safety car.
Yeah, with the safety car, this will just mean that the soft runners can probably go a little bit deeper into the race than initially thought, and you know, maybe extend that gap to Snipes even more.
Well, it'll depend on quite a lot of things. I mean, all the soft runners now are at least 12% wear on pretty much all of their tyres, with the exception of Matrix and Tom Robbo, who have one tyre under that. I don't think they'll be able to extend it much further, especially now the safety car is coming in this lap.
Yeah, it'll only be a lap or two longer they can take them for, but you know, that lap or two longer may just result in the extra couple seconds he may need.
Yep, let's see, when is Tom Robbo going to go? Safety car is in the pit lane, he can go when he's ready, and he's gone. Great use of the short shift there out of Anthony Noakes to keep the traction on the rear tyres. Ricky weaving to warm his tyres still.
Yeah, it was quite a late safety car call, so I think there'll probably be quite a few drivers that still have cold tyres.
See, no major moves at the moment. Jonathan Cox, the man closest, looking at Snipes for an overtake. Very close to the gearbox of the Ferrari as they head into the casino. Snipes not happy on those hards, and he's caught up behind Stumpy at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but Stumpy seems to have had an absolute nightmare of a safety car restart.
Yeah, he has. No wing damage for him, but we do have a little bit for Rosa in the other Alpha. And I think we could see a move here from Snipes on Stumpy. No, he's too far back.
He's too far away.
He's already lost 4 seconds to the guys in front.
Coming out of fourth gear, that didn't help him.
Soft runners managing to pretty much hold position. Nice gap between them, and Snipes getting held up by this Alpha now. I know we're both Alpha, so we want somebody to do well, but this is really starting to hamper Snipes' race.
Yeah, it's certainly not what he will have planned when he came into
a little bit of wheel spin. Is he going to go for it into turn one? Stumpy defends. No, he's not close enough.
You can't, unless you're side by side.
No, he's not going to go for it up the hill. Had overtaken Gage. I've been overtaken at Massenet before now. It's a brave move if you want to try it. Front wings tend not to like you for it.
Yes, certainly. And with Snipes being on the hard tyre compared to Stumpy's, he's not getting the exit advantage that he needs, so he's going to be... He may be faster going through the corners, but that's no use. We
could see it here. Snipes then goes to the outside. Gets squeezed by Stumpy! And has to cut the corner, and then Stumpy again squeezing the Mercedes of Jonathan Cox behind.
Yeah, and Snipes has broken off half his front wing, so he'll need to box to get that changed. So.
Yeah, and then that strategy now goes out of the window, but he's going to keep going. He's going to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, maybe believes that track position.
Yeah, Jonathan Cox is in. He got wing damage as well. From that collision with Stumpy. But, to be fair though, if you are Snipes, maybe it is probably not a bad idea. He's got clear air at least, so there's not going to be any dirty air to stop him.
He's still losing time to Yana, so I think it's, you know, I would box, to be honest, if I'm him. I don't think he's going to gain anything by staying out.
I mean, he's relying completely on a safety car. We'll have to see what happens there. He's starting to pull a gap though to Stumpy now, and he's still losing a little bit of time to Yorno, but it's not hemorrhaging like it was before. So later in the stint he will have a problem, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, this is perfect for Tom Robber, who's got a 1.5 second gap to Ricky, and certainly no threat from behind from the likes of Snipes, so he's looking pretty comfortable at the moment. But
healthy gap out front.
Anything can happen.
What's the pit delta around here, do we know?
I believe it's around 20 seconds.
Okay, so at the moment then Snipes is still within Tom Roberts' pit window, so he's not out of this just yet, because that 3-second time penalty could be a hindrance, but I would imagine he'll appeal that after the race. And we've got some wing damage for Emir. That might be why we've got a 5.5 second gap in front of him to Matrix. But he's also got a big gap behind to Lewis, so he's in a bit of a race of his own at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't really think that's a bad thing around a track like this. You just want to be able to get your head down, focus on yourself, and drive your own race.
Yeah,
Tom Roberts pulling so much time on Snipes. I think by the time he pits, he will probably still be ahead of him.
Yeah, Snipes is losing a lot of time now. I think those tyres have just about hit the point where you want to have full wing to keep them in the window, unless he's made a mistake.
Yeah. Tom Roberts' tyres will still be good for a lap or two, so
yeah.
Pull more time.
And Jay Prentice has made it past Stumpy, who I think has made a mistake at turn 1.
Certainly looks to be that way. Yeah, he's got
a hefty bit of wing damage, hasn't he? I wonder if there's something else wrong with the car. I mean, we've got the rev glitch, so I won't stand by for very long. But he's not having fun out there.
He is driving slowly. I know he's got wing damage, but he is.
It's not a puncture.
Slowly still.
So we'll see how how it goes for Stumpy. Wisey Boy then close to the back of his teammate, and if I'm up my snaff now on the pit wall at Racing Point, soon to be Alfa Romeo of course, I would be pitting Lewis this lap to allow his teammate through.
Yeah, Wisey Boy's a lot of ERS which he's not going to get back, and I think certainly there might need to be some team orders in play here because he's getting quite held up here by his teammate.
Yeah, and I know those two have developed quite a good relationship over the years, or over the seasons rather, of racing together, so Lewis has got to race his brain, so Stumpy retires in the pits. A marred 9 laps, I think, is what we'll call that. Bless him. Stumpy normally one of those you can rely on to... Oh, and Lewis and Wisey Boy both get a penalty at the same corner.
Yeah, and Tom Roberts now pulled the all-important gap to the hard runners behind.
Yeah, so. And Lewis now has wing damage to go with his worn tyres, and he does box, but only after holding up his teammate for quite a lot more time. Yorno now within striking distance.
Matrix also in onto the mediums. I haven't really talked about him much, but he's driving a pretty solid race.
Matrix going for the undercut then on some of the guys ahead of him.
Yeah, he comes out just behind Snipes, so that may hinder him if he catches the back of Snipes quite quickly.
Snipes at the moment is net P3. He's on the border of Jamie at the moment. So we'll see what happens. Tom Rubble now would come out in front of Snipes, but behind Wisey Boy and Yorno. Those two are the guys to keep an eye on. Yorno in particular, I think.
Yeah, certainly on those cards he'll be a force to be reckoned with, especially when the likes of Matrix are going to get held up, you'd think, behind Snipes, who probably won't be going as fast as he usually would.
Ricky's in. Ricky is in, he's going for the under on the leader.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Robbo will be staying out much longer.
No, he'll be in this lap. No, that Ricky's gone in. Ricky will come out in P6. On the medium tyre as well.
Yeah, pretty simple, soft medium around here as long as you're not too aggressive.
Oh, Yorno, big wing damage somewhere. Big wing damage for Yorno. I don't know what's gone on.
Yeah, I think it was maybe on the exit of turn 1, I think it might have been, I can't remember, but I saw the front wing on the floor as Ricky drove past. But that must have been from Yorno's car.
Yeah, big for the... You can see it there on both sides of the wing.
Yeah, he's certainly going to need to pit. He can't stay out like this.
No, he can't. And the race leader does box then with Jamie close behind.
Yeah, no surprise there. I don't think Ricky will be close enough to get the undercut, but he'll have certainly gained a little bit of time.
Well, we'll see. Ricky coming through Anthony Nogues now. This could actually be very close. There's Ricky there, we can see him. No, not quite. Close to almost within the second though. And those tyres already been up to temperature will give him the advantage. He needs to press it now, keep within that window for the next time they come round to start the lap. So he gets DRS to try and get closer.
Yeah, he's already dropped out of it by a tenth. I think Tom Robb will only plug that gap more.
So
6
then,
seconds or so of clean air in front of him. I think he's just gonna get his head down, get some laps in, and should be pretty comfortable for him.
Kitten Peta has retired in the pit lane. 2 down then. 15 to go. And we are approaching the 1/3 distance. In fact, this is 1/3 distance when they complete their next lap. Emir closing in on Timmy. Fresh tyres, of course, on the Haas. The Ferrari carrying some. Excuse me, old Robert.
Yeah, Matrix has got past Snipes somewhere. So
Emir down the inside of turn 1 to take P11.
Yeah, nice move. But all was the RS there, so may struggle to get past Matty.
I don't think he'll be too worried about getting ahead of Matt at the moment. Because he has net P10 for when Wisey Boy pits. I would expect maybe some of the guys on those hards that from the lap 1 incidents that 2 stop again, particularly Snipes with that wing damage. But he's proven so far you don't need to. Timmy has wing damage as well, incidentally. That might be why he was so easy to pass.
Yeah, possibly one of the factors. You've been requested by Mr. Spud to show positions gained / lost.
Positions gained / lost. Okay, there we go then. Big winners, of course, at the moment. Wisey Boy plus 10, but he's not stopped yet. Please bear that in mind. Apart from that, Jay Francis then plus 7, Arbar plus 5, and Yorno plus 4. Big losers are Jonathan Cox down 8, Emir down 5, but he's working his way back through after his stop. And then Snipes down 4, so not massive changes in terms of dropping, but going up the order, some pretty big gains at the moment.
Yeah, Tom Robbo out front has certainly practiced, that's for sure. He's absolutely flying. He's pulled a second on Ricky since they've pitted and is looking very, very comfortable.
See, the thing now is, what does he do with Wisey Boy? Does he just sit there and wait for him to stop because he knows he has to? Or does he go for it?
I think you should probably just sit behind him, even if Ricky closes up to him. Once he gets that clean air, he's got that pace to pull away from Ricky again. So.
And that would be my thinking. Track like Monaco, you don't need to overtake. You know he's got to stop. Yeah. But then again, will youthful exuberance outdo experience and common sense? Of course, there's the famous quote by Ayrton Senna: "If you see a gap and don't go for it, you're no longer a racing driver." Let's see what he does.
He's burning his overtake. He's going for it. It seems.
Down the inside of the racing point, very clean move into the Nouvelle, and that, I think, barring some tragedy, could be the race sewn up for him.
Yeah.
All he has to do, he's just got to bring that car home now.
Indeed, he has.
Next car on track for him to see will be Jonathan Cox, who is just going through Mirabeau. So Ricky's made his way past Wisey Boy as well at turn 1. Almost a second loss though for Tom Robbo there.
Yeah, I don't think Ricky lost as much time as Tom Robbo.
Oh, Lewis, big wing damage.
Yeah, that's certainly not in the plan. Just don't pass the pitch as well, and he pulls off to the side.
I think he got a tap there from one of the other cars. But that's big damage for Lewis, and I'm not sure. Well, barring a safety car now, I think his race is over.
Yeah, he'll certainly be hoping for a safety car if he decides to stay in this race.
Sure. We'll try and pull him back into it. So Moving on then, Emir closing in on the back of Matt. Joel, if you can watch that one. I'm going to jump to Arbar closing in on Snipes.
Yeah, Emir just picking up 3 seconds there. Really up the gearbox of Matt.
Oh, Snipes just clipped the wall again. That's more damage for him. I think we'll definitely see him box now. No, he's carrying on still.
70% wing damage. That's bold, certainly.
Yeah, and Arbar trying to find a way through, but that Ferrari quick in a straight line.
Yeah, and Yorno and Emmy are going side by side. Emmy keeps the position for now.
And I missed the overtake from Arbar through Massenet.
Yeah, I think if you're Snipes, you've got to stop now. You're only gonna drop down the order.
He's going to be losing so much time. He's already a pit stop behind Tom Robbo again. But then the other thing, you've got to think about, if he stops, he's going to drop down behind this big group of cars and come out in front of Timmy. And he'll be quick enough to catch them, but will he be quick enough to overtake all of them? That's the question. Who's that? Is that Yorno? Yorno at the chicane. No damage, must have just been a lock-up for him. Gets a penalty for his trouble.
Not been the best of races for Yorno after his unfortunate qualifying and struggling to fight his way back through the pack.
Of course, Monaco, one of those tracks that can be a thorn in the side of any great racing driver. Emir has got his way past Matt, and that's through Massenet, but Matt's fighting back as they go side by side down towards... Oh, I forgot the name of the corner, I'm too excited. No! Big tank slapper from Matt as they make contact. Into the Law's hairpin. Not Portier, you know. Mirabeau, there we go. I'll get there eventually. So, Matt then with a little bit of wing damage. And Yorno for company, who's going side by side with him now into the Nouvelle. And the Red Bull is through.
Yeah, I think Matt had a little lift in the tunnel, which slowed him down quite drastically, allowing Yorno to make the move there.
Okay, so I think we are getting to the point where we would expect to see Wisey Boy thinking about a pit stop, maybe in the next lap or so. Emir's got past Rosa as well into P9, so he's flying at the moment on those mediums, working his way back through the pack.
Still 2 cars to go in this train, and possibly 2 of the hardest cars to pass in this train.
Jay Prentice, of course, renowned for his quote bullet setups. Will be difficult to overtake in a straight line, and that's in the pits for Jonathan Cox.
Got excited there for a second.
Safety car at this point could prove very beneficial for the likes of Wisey Boy, who is, to be fair, putting in a sterling drive at the moment, only 10 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, it's been a very, very good stint on those mediums, that's for sure.
And at the moment, it's looking like he will actually come out ahead of Snipes in P7. So Snipes working very, very well to favour Wisey Boy, and he's just hit his front wing again as Snipes. So
yeah, he's got 90% damage now on that right hand side. So.
And we do see him pit.
Yeah, so, long time coming.
If anybody is engineering for Wisey Boy, get him in. Get him in now.
Yorno's also pitted with wing damage. Missed that completely.
Yeah. Rosa's got big wing damage and he's pitted as well.
Yeah, so everyone in that train picking up damage, maybe a bit of a concertina effect.
Joel, do some filler. I'm trying to like psychically tell Wisey Boy to pit.
So what's going on? The Matrix behind Wisey Boy and Jamie. Wisey Boy 8 seconds off of Ricky.
Yes, he's in. It
Emir
worked.
now.
It worked.
Emir past Jack, and yeah, Jack's not going to fight that.
I know.
On the hard tyres, I think he'll be looking backwards, not forwards from here on.
And it's a set of hards on for Wisey Boy. No.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, he's going to come out. Well, he's going to get overtaken for... Or is he? Is Arbar going to be able to make the move? No! No, he's not!
No.
And as long as Wisey Boy can burn some of that battery and keep that car behind, we've got a slow-moving Ferrari. That's Timmy letting Snipes go. But Wisey Boy's held position. He's kept himself ahead of Arbar.
Yeah, P5 and up from P11 just shows how powerful the overcut is around Monaco.
Helped, of course, a lot by Snipes. And we've got Timmy in the pits with wing damage again. I've not looked at the timing screen once in this race, you know. I've just had it on the damage screen for TAS. So, for anybody who hasn't seen it, the commentator's version of TAS that me and Joel are fortunate to be using has 4 different screens. So we've got a timing screen, a championship order screen, damage, and then telemetry. And I haven't opened any of the others yet. It's just been damaged the whole race. Because you can always tell when someone's boxing. It's...
What else do you need?
Yeah. The only other thing would be maybe the lap comparison, but you get that at the bottom of every page, so it's not bad at all. Yorno, I think, has made a mistake at the Nouvelle. He has. And yeah, I know exactly what's happened there. For Yorno, he'll have... Snipes has managed to get massive wing damage already.
Oh no. Certainly a bit of a bogey track for some of the drivers you'd usually expect to be at the sharp end of the field.
Yeah, the guys who... I think we're going to see Yorno retire here. Yeah. In the pits for him. No, it's been a tough one. And this is the thing, Monaco is as much about being quick as it is about not taking damage. And you can see the guys who are typically not as quick, so the Wisey boys, the Mats, the Rosas. Right, Rosa, to be fair, has taken quite a lot of damage in this race, but Wisey boy, I think, is the big one. He's just getting on with his race.
Yeah, he's a stellar driver. This car's going to come back onto the track in a horrible position.
Yeah, Arbar made it through, though, I think, fairly comfortably.
And Emir narrowly avoids it.
Yeah, Wisey boy then, I think if he can... I mean, he's not going to get caught by Arbar. His tyres are 20 laps younger. Emir's tyres are approaching the point where they start to become less effective, around the 20-25% mark. So all Wisey boy has to do is pull his penalty gap to whoever ends up behind him, and I think he's comfortable in P5 at the moment, if I may be so bold.
Yeah, I certainly think you could say that, and getting onto the hards might not have been the ideal way to go, although I believe he probably would have been in too early to go to the soft, so ideally he would have done a medium, but that's not allowed.
Unfortunately. Matt then closing in on Jay Prentice. These two will be in a party together. Matt, you would say, the naturally quicker of the two, but it's Monaco, so it doesn't matter about that.
Yeah.
It's whether or not you can sling one up the inside somewhere and not take yourselves out in the process.
Yeah, Jay Prentice certainly won't give up this position lightly, both on the same wear tyres pretty much, and they've been racing together pretty much all race.
Yeah, Matt trying to put the power down early through the hairpin, but just pushing the front of the car round rather than through the corner.
Yeah, those front tyres of Matt are nearing the 50% mark, which is getting quite leery at the end of the race, that's for sure.
Yeah, interestingly though, Matt looking after his rears better than Jay Prentice.
Yeah, not much in it.
No, but that would tell me that Matt has a looser diff than Jay Prentice, at least on the face of it. Those tyres being allowed to rotate at separate speeds, not locking that rear axle.
Penalties then, let's have a look.
Yes.
Continue with 8 seconds. With 11 seconds. May I correct myself? Rosa with 3, Lewis with 6, Snipes with an unfortunate 3 seconds, Emil with 3 and Wiseboy with 3. I don't think that's, other than Lewis, going to shift any positions around as it stands.
Not at the moment. Snipes, I believe, he has to stop again. He can't keep going with that damage.
Yeah, he may as well. Well, I say may as well. If Lewis gets past him, he may as well. So I doubt he's going to be able to stick within 3 seconds of Lewis. So if he's not in the points, he may as well steal away that fastest lap point.
See, the one I'm looking at is the Alfa Romeo of Rosa, because Lewis is very, very close to dropping out of that the DRS range, and Rosa not using DRS, and he's just picked up his second 3-second penalty, so that could be crucial.
Yeah, that's killer. I think he could have been looking at a P11, possible P10, if he'd have kept it at 3 seconds, but yeah, now he'll have to do the job on track.
And see, those tyres starting to give him a little bit of understeer.
Matrix has picked up 20% wing damage, however, he's got an 18-second gap to Wisey Boy behind, who's also got 3 seconds, so 21 seconds to Wisey Boy pretty much.
Yeah, he could stop, it wouldn't be out of the question. Although where he is on track, I think might pose an issue with the time he's going to lose. Although he's actually gained time in that section of the circuit, so if
I think it's better to be safe than sorry. If I was him, I think I'd stay out.
Yeah. Well, maybe for one more lap, maybe 2, and then go to softs. Try and take the fastest lap.
Yeah, that's certainly doable.
We'll see. He's still gaining time, so maybe one more lap on them and then see how we go. But he's coming around now towards... In fact, he's coming up the hill, isn't he, towards Massenet. So he's not going to stop for at least another minute or so. Rosa comfortable to sit behind Lewis at the moment. Let him try and attack the Ferrari.
Yeah, I certainly think that's what Lewis needs to be doing now if he wants a point.
See, my thought from Lewis would be that, oh, here we go, let's jump on board. Very close behind Snipes now. Got a very tight entry, yeah. He got a poor exit from Anthony Noakes, and that's going to compromise his run to turn 1 and his chance at overtaking. Although Snipes had a very, very poor turn 1, but it's just quicker up the hill. Oh no, Lewis!
That was ambitious, to say the least.
Yeah, I said you can try it there, but you've got to be certain. You've got to be absolutely certain that's what you want to go for, and it's backfired on him.
He didn't properly commit to the move, he just sort of poked his nose in and it ended badly.
So Rosa then is the man to try and overtake the cousin of his own car, Ferrari of Snipes. Tried something different on the strategy. It's not worked out for him because of some damage he got in a tussle with Stumpy. Right, Rosa, much better exit than Lewis, but Snipes gets an absolutely amazing drive out of that corner. I'm sorry if I'm spending a lot of time on board with the Ferrari engine cars. I can't get enough of the sound. Oh, come on, go for it! No, tops back in. Yeah, I prefer the sound of the Ferrari engine cars. There's just some sort of semblance of a loud engine again when you're on board with them. Whereas some of the others, it's slightly muted.
Yeah, wow. Partial to a Ferrari car, that's for sure.
Out of choice, I've never not raced in one.
Maybe lining up a move on our bar sometime soon. Much fresher tyres.
Yeah, where are they on track? I'll jump to them in a second. I just want to see if Rosa can get that exit that he needs. This might be it. This might be it. He's closing.
It's now or never.
He's going for it down the inside of the Ferrari. He's got the move done into P10.
Yeah, Snipes never had the grit to hang it round the outside.
No, let's jump across to Emir then. Snipes has picked up some more wing damage, so I think we could see him stop now. Maybe try and take the fastest lap.
Yeah, for constructors that could be a vital point. Taken away from a rival, obviously he won't get it, finishing outside the top 10, but... current fastest lap we are looking at is an 11.6 from Tom Robbo. No surprise there. 13 seconds in the lead, complete dominance, if we're being honest.
Yeah, and if he can keep that... yes, Snipes has picked up more damage now. If he can keep the lead and the fastest lap time, he will be getting himself not only his first COS win, but he'll also be getting the COS Grand Slam. The only laps where he was not in the lead was when Wisey Boy was there, but Wisey Boy hadn't pitted, so that sort of negates the point. He has led every lap it was possible to do so. Emir not quite close enough to go for a move on Arbar into the Nouvelle. Wisey Boy, of course, now 5 seconds up the road from these two. Looking comfortable.
Matty and Arbar really playing a bit of a dangerous game here with the tyres. Front left, 62 and 63% retrospectively. Could be getting a little bit scared towards the end.
Yeah, in Arbar's case it might be worth letting him go to secure yourself that position by looking after the tyres.
However,
he's also got a pit stop to Jay Prentice.
So if Arbar can keep Emir behind until maybe, lap 37, 38, he might just still be able to keep himself within that 3-second window.
Maybe. Maybe. Snipes has got wing damage again.
Yeah, not his finest showing. It's a bit of a downfall from the dominance we saw last week. However, every driver has their good and bad tracks, I'm sure.
Has their off days. Just thinking because Arbar has that pit stop behind to Jay Prentice. I mean, how many points is he going to lose dropping from 6th to 7th? Is it 2?
Something like that, yes.
I would take the 2 points lost to guarantee P7 and put the soft tyres on now. He's not got any wing damage, so he doesn't need to change that. There's absolutely zero risk of him getting passed by Jay Prentice. Whereas now he's having to defend and fight for that P6. And Snipes takes the fastest.
Takes away that fastest lap.
Even with the wing damage.
Yeah, it was only 25%. I think with a bit of ERS and a bit of fuel burn, it's certainly not too difficult a task.
So Rosa now, right on the back of Matt and Jay Prentice. There could be more points in the offing for him here.
Yeah, if he's to get past both these, he'd need to pull a 6-second gap.
I mean, that's doable. The rate he's caught them at, it's doable. Especially with Matt having wing damage and Jay Prentice and Matt being on tyres the age that they are. Is he going to try one? Not quite close enough to have a go at Matt into Saint Devote. He's trying up the hill. We can't see from there. Cody's, there we go. And this is going to allow Jay Prentice to pull that 1 second, which will mean Rosa can have another go. Meanwhile, Arbar is still out there. Those tyres not looking good. And Matrix is pitted, so Wisey Boy has taken P4. And because Matrix waited as long as he did, has pulled the gap. He should be able to get back.
You would think so. It's certainly a bit of a choice from Matrix. If he was to pit, you'd think he should go a lot earlier, and he'd probably definitely be in that 3-second window of Wisey Boy, but
unless he's done it to try and help Arbar out, but I don't know how he could. Rosa then looking to try and find a way past that Williams.
Yeah, he's got no battery, and Matt's got 60% to defend with. That was going to be a difficult overtake for Rosa.
Yeah, it's P2, I believe, of Ricky trying to get past these guys, and the blue flags will be waving for all of them. They are, of course, duty bound to get out of the way. But they're in a race of their own, and Rosa's going to use the ghosting to his advantage and get ahead of Matt, but now needs to allow Ricky through, otherwise he's going to get a penalty.
Yeah. If he doesn't hit the right part of the track, he can gain quite a lot of time on Jay Prentice if Jay Prentice is forced to do it in a dodgy part of the track.
There we go, he's let Ricky through.
Well, he may try to follow Ricky through here.
Try and get the double DRS effect. Not quite got the run there. He's got 3 laps to try and get that move done now. Meanwhile, Matrix all over the back of Wisey Boy. we'll see if he can make a move to take P4 back again.
How wrong we were. Wow.
Well, he was...
think he'd catch at that rate, that's for sure.
Well, he was always going to catch. It was just a case of whether he can catch quick enough and then make a move. Matrix only with one warning, so no risk of a penalty at the moment. But he's a man of experience. He knows he doesn't need to force that.
Yeah, after a couple of dodgy races to start the season, I'm sure, without trying to input the commentator's curse, Matrix will be pretty happy with P4 here.
I think so too, especially after the race he's had. Jumping back to Rosa then. Oh, they've had to let Jamie through now as the leaders come through to lap this pack, but actually thinking about it, this is his last chance. He won't get another lap.
Yeah, and he's got those penalties to worry about as well.
Because these guys have just started lap 37.
Matt and Arbar now in the 75-74% range, so I think it should just be okay. Certainly a close one.
And Matrix has made his way through. I believe that is the Nouvelle. Here goes Rosa though, also towards the Nouvelle, not quite close enough to make the move. I can't go on board because Jay Prentice has got the rev glitch, so it sounds horrendous. That's the sound you can hear. I'm going to go on board with Rosa though, because this could be it. And then he has one lap to really hammer home that advantage. It's now or never. No, but Jack's not making it difficult. He knows he's got a penalty. Let's see how far he can pull away and see if he can make that penalty count. Our race leader though is coming around to finish.
What a drive.
Yeah, absolutely. The car's makes his first mistake on the final lap. Matrix takes the fastest lap with a 10.6. But Tom Robbo then comes through Anthony Noakes. Powers for the line to win the Monaco Grand Prix. Under the lights with a superlative performance. The only mistake being that little clip of the wall through to back. Oh, and Rosa's got 9 seconds now, trying to pull away from Jay Prentice. And that could possibly let Lewis back in. Timmy has retired at Mirabeau in what looks like quite a spectacular accident, actually. Where's Ricky? Let's see if we can have a closer look at the Ferrari as we go down the hill. So you can see a little bit of the wing on the left here, and then the actual car in the tyre barrier down there, and fun times all round. So Arba then is going to be able to hold off Emir somehow on those tyres. He's held him off. He will take P6. He's going to rub my face in it and get those extra 2 championship points for Renault.
Yeah, good drive from Arba. Well managed on those hard tyres to keep Emir behind.
Driver of the day according to the game is Wisey Boy, which I think is a very fitting choice. However, given that he's got a Grand Slam, I think there's only one real option. I don't know about you, Joel.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic race, but just domination from Tom Robbo.
Yeah, and that is the first COS Grand Slam we have seen this season. In any tier, I believe. So, very, very impressive performance from Tom Robbo. We seem to be getting a theme going from the Monaco round, which is dominant winners. Was Robert last night, and it's Tom Robbo tonight. Ricky in second, and Jamie gets a podium to round off the top three. Matrix in fourth, having managed to get himself back ahead of Wisey Boy in P5 with a sterling performance from P11, showing that the reverse strategy and the overcut is a good call here if things go your way. Arbar in P6 makes me look a fool by holding Emir off. Jay Prentice P8, Matty P9 after Roz's 9 seconds of penalties. Who finishes P10 for Alfa Romeo, gets us that 1 point, could make all the difference. Further down the field then, you've got Lewis in P11, who finished there on penalties. Snipes in P12, who is your final classified finisher. Your DNFs are Timmy, Yorno, Jonathan Cox, Kitten Petter and Stumpy. Right, so Joel, can you do the honours and invite the podium sitters to the... well, it'll just be Ricky and Tom Robbo, because Jamie, I don't think, does them. So while Joel's doing that, I'm going to do my plugs. It's been a while. I know you've all missed them. So, if you have enjoyed the stream, make sure you give it a like on Twitch. It's very much appreciated. It helps us out a lot. You can subscribe to us as well on Twitch and follow us as well. If you're feeling very generous, you can subscribe on a monthly basis as well and help us out. That would be, again, very much appreciated. You can head over to our sister channel, that's Contest of Speed. Subscribe to that as well, or follow. Well, if you want to watch this back, you can do so on YouTube. That will be uploaded after the race, and you can check out all of our social medias to keep up to date on everything Contest of Speed. If you're feeling especially generous, and let's be honest, after watching that performance and then knowing you're about to hear from this Welsh wonder, why wouldn't you be? You can support us by buying yourself some Contest of Speed merch. You can find that at contestofspeed.live/merch. Good evening, gentlemen.
How do?
How do? Go on, Ricky, P2. Are you happy?
I'm over the moon.
Yeah?
I expected to be top 5. Just really struggled in quali, although I've been doing like low 8s. Just couldn't hook it up. I think the pressure of just getting a lap in and not DNFing was the big burden. Jumped to P3, even though it was a minor jump in time-wise, massively important. And when I've seen Snipes pit, to this day I do not know what he was doing. Track position is so vital around here. But I'll take it, and then it got to about lap 13, and I just knew I didn't have Tom Roberts' pace, and I was just like, just up to P2, no points for Milan, no points for Yano, no points for Snipes, just get it home and move on, play the long game.
Yeah, fair play, and it was definitely, well, it's best case scenario in terms of damage limitation, obviously, not that it was that. Snipes, we think, pitted because he was going to try and undercut you all and then hold you off, but you owe your friend Stumpy a pint, I believe, because he held him up massively and put that strategy completely out of the window.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I get the fact that the Haas can go all the way, but you lose so much time in the track.
Yeah. And
with the field spread, that I would have been approaching him on fresher mediums. So, I don't know. We'll never know, obviously.
No.
But I just felt like staying out was the way to go. Around here, it's just so hard to overtake.
No, definitely. But, congratulations on P2, mate.
Yeah,
well played. And hopefully we'll see you again next week in Abu Dhabi.
You never know.
Oh, I think we do. I think we do. You're a menace round there.
I'm dreadful around there. I wasn't racing Monaco until about 3 hours before the race.
We know. You can pull a performance out anyway, mate, if you've...
Well, we'll see.
If you get the run of the grain, but well played. Tom.
Hello.
Hello. Not only your first COS victory, your first COS pole position, and so close to the COS Grand Slam. But Matrix took it off you with the fastest lap near the end. What I want to ask is, qualifying, where the hell did that come from?
I mean, I did quite a lot of time trial. So, I think my best was like a 7.6. It was actually not my best lap, but it did the job, and I invalidated on the last one.
Yeah, we saw that, and Snipes was close to taking that off you. If he'd not hit the wall himself on his final run, I think he would have been very, very close, but couldn't do it in the end. But yeah, and then once the race started, was it as easy as it looked? Honestly,
I mean, it was easy after Snipes pitted.
Yeah.
But I thought if I would have had the pressure of him right at them on my rear end the whole race, I probably wouldn't have kept it clean. But tried to push at the end to maybe pull a pit stop gap to Ricky, and nearly DNF'd on the last lap. But
yeah, I saw. We were watching as you came through to back and saying, "Oh, he's been brilliant all race," and then just clip the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's annoying to not get like a fully clean race, but I still won, so I'm happy.
That's the important thing. 25 very useful points going back with you for AlphaTauri as well. And because of just how superlative that drive was, you have been awarded Driver of the Day as well. So you can expect Mozza to probably be in touch to have a chat to you at some point for the COS podcasts.
Cool, thank you very much.
No worries. Congratulations on your win again.
Thanks.
Well, hopefully we'll see you again next week. So then, everybody, we're going to round off the stream for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the show. As we said before these interviews, make sure you follow us on all the social media that you can do. So that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and Twitch, of course, as well. If you can follow, subscribe, do all of that lovely communal stuff that doesn't really affect you but helps us a great deal. That would be fantastic. Remember to check out the merch shop, contestofspeed.live/merch. We will see you next week for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Thank you again very much for watching. Good night.